What's up guys, welcome to Daily Refinement. My name is Chris. In today's video, I'm going to give you step-by-step instructions on how to make $2,000 profit a week pre-tax, reselling on eBay, Amazon, Etsy, Mercari, any website, it's all the same. So $2,000 a week pre-tax is around $1,500 a week after tax. It's like $75K a year, which they say that if you make over $70,000 a year, you should be able to be happy. So this is like the exact happiness formula for resellers, or if you want to work for yourself. So please smash the like button, consider subscribing if you like this type of content. We'll see you guys inside. The actual blueprint is 6 steps long, so make sure you watch all the way to the end of the video because I go over all of them in detail. All right, guys, we're actually still outside, but we're going to get straight into it. So this video is sponsored by Blinkist. It's an app that allows you to understand 5,500 book titles in just 15 minutes per session. It's a really, really cool sponsor of today's video, but I'm going to go over them a little bit later. So today I'm going to give you the exact instructions for how to make $2,000 a week reselling. So first step, you're going to actually have to pick what you need each week to survive. What do you need to actually pay the bills? I'm going to use the example of $780, which is after tax on $1,000 per week. So if you go sign up for a job, you sign up for $52,000 a year, $26 an hour. They deposit $780 into your bank account every single week. That's what you live on. So step one, figure out how much money you need. In today's example, we're going to use $1,000 a week pre-tax, $780 after. Step two, we're going to double this because this is the amount that's actually inspiring. This is going to get you out of bed. Also, if you don't have any extra, you'll never have any money to invest in your future or into a big purchase. If you're just getting by, that's not inspiring enough to get you out of bed because running your own business is going to take a tremendous amount of energy. So you need an inspiring goal. So I'm going to set this at $2,000 per week, about $1,500 deposited into your bank account. That's around $75K after tax in your bank account. And a lot of studies show that at $70,000 a year, you should be able to be happy. You should be able to find happiness in making that much money. Okay, now you have your income goal. Number three, we need to figure out how many hours per week you can actually work on this. Now, I'm going to recommend 40 hours a week, but a lot of people are going to start with 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week because you are working full-time, or maybe you're full-time taking care of the home. You don't have 40 hours a week yet. That's okay, but just understand a normal job is 40 hours a week. You go in, all the stuff is already taken care of for you. You're adding in an hour of commute time on each side, maybe a half-hour lunch. You're really at that job for about 11 hours per day, 5 days a week to earn that 52K. That's like what a normal job is. So it's not realistic to consider running it on your own because you also have to do all the other things required to run an actual company and do all the work required. So I want people to just be realistic because if you only have 10 hours a week, it's going to take you a lot longer than you think to reach your goal, and that's okay, but just be realistic with yourself. So number three is figure out how much time you have. So number one, how much money do you need? Double that. Number two. Number three, figure out how much time. And number four is you need to pick a per item profit goal. So I'm going to recommend $20 profit. So for this example, if you do not make $20 profit per item, that's okay. You just need to know where are you at now. And with that, you can figure out what's the difference between what I'm doing right now and this goal of $20 profit per item, or maybe you pick $25 profit per item, whatever you pick for yourself. It's really important to pick a number. That way, when you're learning how to source and you're learning to upgrade your Rolodex on what to buy, you actually have a target of what you're looking for. If you're only looking for $50 profit items, it already eliminates like 99.9% of stuff, which actually makes your journey much easier because you have a much more narrow path to follow. So if you sell anything and everything, it's going to be very, very hard to actually reach $2,000 per week profit, which is very, very rare. In our group of 3,000 people, there's really only about 250 people who net more than $100,000 per year profit at the end of the day, like because there's tax, there's overhead of your building, there's employees. If you're working for yourself, there's still like potentially a storage unit or the home office right off of using your garage. So there's a lot of expenses involved. Actually netting $100,000 is a tall order and not that many people actually do that. So I just want everyone to be super realistic before you get started. Okay, guys, there are 6 steps to running a business where you make $2,000 profit per week, and we're going to put them right here. So number one is customer service. So it takes me 7 seconds to answer a customer service request. This is like a request for return. They want to update their order. They want to change their address, whatever happens. There's always customer service involved when you're running a business. I had that down to 7 seconds per item. So whatever the amount of time that you're spending on customer service per day, it's really important to write that down, because a lot of people end up wasting their whole day dealing with one return. So that's like potentially 16 hours they're worried about a return. And for me, I only spend 7 seconds on that. So the point of this video is for you to compare what you are doing now with people who have already achieved what you're looking for. So in our group, you can join that at patreon.com/theresellers podcast. In that group, you can follow almost 3,000 people who are doing this exact same thing and figure out how long it's taking you and compare it with somebody else. So number one is customer service. I recommend 10 seconds per customer service request. And notice how the only way to do that is just to answer the request with no emotion. So somebody asks something, you answer it, that's it. Move on to the next request. Number two is shipping. I recommend you develop an inventory system that takes you 10 seconds to find it. If you guys search on my YouTube channel for Daily Refinement 1 hour method, you'll see me picking inventory in my shop. Only takes me 12 seconds per item to pick the item, including walking, finding the item, and bringing it all the way back to my shipping station. So just finding the item, if you can't find it in 10 seconds or less, I think your inventory system is probably too complicated. So it's really important to look at your inventory system versus somebody else's inventory system. In children's books, they call it spot the difference. Figure out what's the difference between what you're doing and somebody else's, what they're doing. And once you have the items, I think it should take 30 seconds to print the label, package the item, put the label on it, and put it in your bag to take to the post office. If it's taking you longer than 30 seconds, then it's taking you too long to make the box, too long to find the tape, too long to find the right mailer, too long to put it into the bag. For me, 30 seconds is including double taping all the seams when I make a box, putting the item in, putting in all the protective stuff to make sure it doesn't break, sealing it again, putting the label on neatly. All of that in 30 seconds or less. Now, it requires having the exact materials you need in all the boxes and all the polymeers that you use on hand without moving your feet. So if it's taking you 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes to pack an item, you should be paying attention to figure out why it's taking you so much longer to do it. If you don't know all the different steps, you can never actually improve it. Number three is photos. So you do your customer service, you do your shipping, and by the way, I recommend you do it in this exact order. So if you don't do it in this exact order, don't come crying to me that it's taking you a lot longer, because it's on purpose that it's in order, so you can do this in a few hours or less. So photos, if you Google on my video, it'll show you my 90-second photo process. It's done on a vertical flat lay. I essentially made that because a lot of people said that they can't bend over when they're taking photos. That process takes me 90 seconds for photos. It's pretty complicated because I need to attach a SKU number to make sure that I'm photographing a certain thing so I can reference it later. I also put my items on a hanger. It takes a lot longer than doing it flat on the ground. In the upcoming videos, I'm actually going to switch to doing it on the ground flat because I want to get my photos down to 30 seconds per photo, including numbering it and including bagging it. Sounds crazy, but I want to get to that level because that's where my colleague Tech and Sports is at, around 20 to 30 seconds per photo all the way through. So if you bag your items, if you put a SKU on it, and you say it's slower than people who don't do it, just think to yourself what the difference is. You are bagging and putting a number on it. People who do not have that system and have a chronological, alphabetical, or color-based system can skip that step, saving them time. So it's important to understand what the difference is between what you're doing and other people who are doing it fast. If you repeat this process over and over and over again, you'll be so far ahead of everybody else because everybody else is taking 10, 20, 30 times longer to do the exact same things. Next will be listing. This is step number 4. So customer service done, shipping done, photos done, you're going to list the items. So once you have the items on your computer, the actual listing process should take between 30 seconds and 6 minutes. Now, 6 minutes, in my opinion, is something you've never seen before. So you need to do a little bit of research, figure out what other people have sold it for. You need to figure out your title structure, how many photos you're required to do, your item specifics, your condition description, your shipping, your return policy, all that stuff combined can take up to 6 minutes if you've never done it before. That being said, after some time, you'll end up selling the same things over and over again. I already have my listing process currently under 1 minute. I've been doing a live meetup here at my shop once a month and testing it, and over time, it's still about 50 seconds to 1 minute. And I want to get it down to 30 seconds. And what that's going to require is having a listing inside of my inventory that's already very similar to what I'm selling that I can sell similar from. That's really the secret to getting listings under 1 minute. If you join our group, you can see Tech and Sports do it in 23 seconds per listing while talking. So he's talking and still putting up 3 listings a minute. That's how fast it is. All of them have more than 10 photos. All of them are using all 80 characters in the title. All of them have all the required item specifics and all the recommended ones that are relevant to the customer. All of them have a competitive price. All of them have the best return policy and the fastest shipping time. That is very, very, very detailed. So a lot of people are saying, oh, well, I can do it too if it's just 1 photo and 1 word. That's not what we're recommending. We're recommending everything fully optimized item in 6 minutes or less. So if it's taking you longer, bust out the camera, figure out what you're doing, upload it in the video. I will personally respond if you tag me and say, watch this, see what I'm doing wrong. Instead of saying, I have no idea what I'm doing wrong, show me what you're doing so literally 3,000 people can tell you what you're doing wrong. There's no more excuses. You can post it and we'll figure out in 2 seconds what you're doing that's taking you so long. Okay. Next is the reset to zero. This part's really important. Now, I'm not talking about like organizing your workspace and watering the plant that's on your desk. That sounds like organization. That's not reset to zero. Reset to zero is making sure that your whole process is set up so you can do the exact same thing tomorrow perfectly. This is having all the inventory that you're going to be photographing ready tomorrow, all your supplies in check. It takes about 15 to 30 minutes to do this. If you have everything dialed in, honestly, it's going to take you just 5 minutes to make sure that your workplace is ready for tomorrow. And once you're all done, you're actually going to be cleaning up as you go, kind of like cleaning when you're cooking. You'll reset to zero as you're doing other things once you're really dialed in. And this process could actually be under 5 minutes. But I'm okay if it takes 15 to 30 minutes per day. If you're testing, repairing, cleaning, washing, whatever it is you're doing with your items, do it at the end of the day, not during your prime time when you're getting your listings actually up. Okay. That's number 1 through 5. Customer service, shipping, photos, listing, reset to zero. That's how you run your business. Now, here's the most important part. The items that go into your store. None of this matters if you're putting in items that nobody wants or you're pricing them way too high. So it's really, really important to spend 1 to 10 hours a day researching and learning what to buy and how to optimize it. In my life, people always ask me, I'm so confused. I don't know where to start. I have all this stuff. Why do you have all that stuff? Why didn't you research how to list it before you bought it? You have no business buying something that you don't know how to list, don't know anything about, don't know what it sells for, don't know how long it's going to take, don't know how to test it, don't know how to grade it, don't know how to store it. Why are you taking that home? Leave that at the store and find something that you can at least list today. I think it's really good to have a rule that if you're just starting under 500 items, only buy items that you can list that day because you need all this extra time to learn what items sell for, what item specifics are important, how to write the title, how to take photos. There's so much requirement up front to get this started. You got to start with the best possible items in the beginning. So I recommend 1 to 10 hours a day learning how to actually do this, learning what items actually sell, hunting, figuring out in your area what to find. So in my live also today, somebody said that they've only run into scammers when they're looking for bulk deals. That is what it looks like in the beginning, because if you're looking for deals just straight out the gate, wholesale deals, and you type that into Google, it's just going to be all scammers. You need to develop a relationship with people, which takes time. Find somebody local, figure out what thrift stores are in your area, what flea markets you can go to, what garage sales you can go to, what thrift stores you can go to. Optimize that. Join our group. Figure out in your zip code what items can you actually find that will net you the certain profit goal that you are looking for. And this brings us to today's sponsor, Blinkist. Our sponsor today is Blinkist. So they have over 5,500 books in their arsenal, and essentially you can learn about one of those books in 15 minutes. So this is really important because if you have a specific goal, like I've given you in today's video of making $2,000 per week, you can listen to a video like Never Finished by David Goggins in this video and understand that once you have set up this system, you actually can never take a break from it. You've got to do it forever, properly, and understand that it's never over. There's this saying that better never stops. If you listen to 15 minutes of David Goggins, you will have that literally drilled into your brain. It's so important to understand that this journey that we are on is relentless. We've got to continue to do it forever. Now, Blinkist is really cool because they have this new thing called Spaces. So as an example, I can create a space for all my listeners right now, and you guys can look at the same books that I am looking at. So not only can you share your membership with one other person at no additional charge, but you can create a space even for people who don't have a Blinkist subscription. I'm really excited. Blinkist gave me a really good offer to give to you guys. Get 25% off of Blinkist annual premium by clicking on the link right here, or you can go to this QR code right here and scan. It'll go directly towards that offer. This is a really good opportunity to try this service for free and get 25% off for the entire year if you like it. So it's really cool to actually try this out and figure out as much information as you can get, but you filter this information through your goal. So you want to make $2,000 per week. Think about, is this book by Mel Robbins helping me get to my goal or not? And here's the best part. You don't have to listen to a 5-hour or 10-hour audiobook to figure it out. These are only 15-minute segments that you can do while on a walk or on a run or making breakfast or washing the dishes. You can have it stack and do a task that you normally have to do every single day and listen to a blink. Get that information downloaded into your brain, and it will help you achieve your goal faster. So I'm a big fan of continuous improvement, a big fan of reading. As you guys know, Blinkist is actually a supplement to the normal reading that you already do. So I recommend continuous improvement in all areas of your life forever. Blinkist is just another way to achieve that. I recommend habit stacking with something like washing the dishes. So for me, I'm doing it specifically at night during the dream feed of my baby. So it takes about 30 minutes to feed him at night. I can listen to 2 Blinkist titles during that time and upgrade my brain. So I appreciate you guys. Until next time, make progress daily.